Texas Tech has been throwing tortillas on the field since 1992 after an ESPN announcer joked that Lubbock, Texas was nothing but Texas Tech football on a tortilla factory.
Well, there you go. So now it's a thing, and I love it.
Well, they were crushing Oregon State this weekend. I don't see the point of playing some of these college football games. Indiana and Indiana State, that doesn't seem like a nice thing to do to Indiana State.
Miami, what would be Miami's food, Mike?
What would we throw? Arepas. But can you tell me, though, what this is competing against? What is the tortilla competing against? That's not going to win. They've been doing it for 30 years.
This is well, it's still a wacky thing. It's very nutty. So to me, that can definitely win. I mean, is there, like, in terms of just nutty things to do that I say, hey, this happens, regardless of how long they've been doing it. That's a nutty thing to do. The other thing is Georgia Tech. They had a big win last week, and they brought their goalpost all across town. The journey of Georgia Tech's goalpost is what this is competing with. You see here, it starts in the stadium. It makes its way outside the stadium, all across town.
Oh, yeah.
It is just, this is nutty behavior. Look, this guy's riding the flagpole, so it's just very exciting.
I don't think that Georgia Tech at this point in its program's history should be that surprised by beating Clemson. This allows us, though.
Now it's leaving the stadium here, as you can see.
I believe Brent Key is 7-1 all-time outright against ranked teams. The one loss came to Carson Beck in like 6 overtimes last year.
You'll see they had a little bit of a difficult time getting the goalposts out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm. That's just an insane stat. They're Georgia Tech. They're not often ranked during this regime, but if they play a ranked team only one time and it took 6 overtimes to kill them, they win outright.
They are very well coached, and it is startling to see a team that was doing the option offense in the name of, in the day of modern space age offense. Yes, Chris.
So it seems that the ending spot for this was the President's Mansion, the pool at the Georgia Tech's President's Mansion.
So can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why is it okay for students to steal things out of the football stadium and then throw it in the pool in the president's home?
Big win.
That's right. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
And that's a good reason. Because you don't just stroll into Bobby Dodd. Clemson learned. Other teams will learn. Miami learned last year. There is no place on the planet that I'd want to be at less than Bobby Dodd Stadium at noon.
To go from Paul Johnson to that, there cannot be another team in the country that's overachieving more than that one, given the athletes they're getting compared to the athletes everyone else is getting.
And it's not like their offense is like crazy advanced either. It's just so college football. It's what makes it great. Haynes King, not going to have a career at the next level. Doesn't make all the throws. Certainly doesn't scream pro prospect. But in college football, that guy is a nightmare.
I did not see a better coaching job last year than Cam Ward, the best player in the country, losing to backup quarterbacks at Georgia Tech. But before we get to the Georgia Tech-Clemson game, the game in college football of the weekend, if you had to choose one, you got to choose one. Is it Notre Dame, Texas A&M, or is it the one that Zaz was at, Tennessee, Georgia? In that game, such a fun game, I felt bad for Georgia's defensive back when he gave up a 72-yard touchdown. He falls on the floor. Receiver runs into the end zone unscathed, and then they call defensive pass interference as well. They just throw a flag as well. You cheated. You fell on your face. And Tennessee's receiver went 72 yards with the football. However, every time Georgia got down in that game, they came back. They didn't have a whole lot of business winning that game, did they? Except that they're always going to win that game against Tennessee.
I feel like Tennessee's just like the ultimate choker team. Like you don't believe in them being able to pull it off. And heck, they were up 21-7 in the first quarter of that game. Building was going nuts. And then it was all there for them in the fourth quarter. Just make a kick.
And they got a procedural penalty, too, right before the kick, right?
Right, it moved them 5 yards back. And the kick was not even close, by the way. He pushed it so far right. But the thing was, the crowd started cheering, and they did the thing where the stadium flickers the lights because that means you won the game. But then the referees come out and say, no good. It's embarrassing.
Was that game better than Notre Dame, Texas A&M?
No. And with apologies to Jessica Smetana, there is no greater story in college football than Notre Dame taking 2 games to go from national championship hopes
They're done.
to, oh, my God, we're not even going to make the playoff.
They're done.
They're not
Their
done.
schedule's not good enough.
They've
still ranked.
They've lost to 2 top 10 teams. They're not done. Notre Dame does
I know,
this.
but the rest of
they
their
lose at the
schedule,
start of the
though.
year. They lose at the start of the year, and then they win the games, and the media make sure they're in that CFP conversation.
The thing you're forgetting, Zaz, is they're Notre Dame.
That's right.
But they don't have anyone left on their schedule.
But they're Notre Dame.
Quality losses are better than wins.
They don't even have to be in the
That's
top
so
four.
I mean, maybe
It's
you're
the
right.
reality
True.
of
No, maybe you're
the
right.
last
But that's
decade
so
of the playoffs.
dumb.
They can run the table. They'll be there.
It does not matter if you win games as long as you have good losses.
But 2-loss Notre Dame with both losses coming to top 10 teams, they're there.
But
Hell,
beat-
they may give
but-
them a bye if
but
that's
what
the
if they don't
case.
beat a single ranked team?
But they've
matter.
won 10
They're Notre Dame.
straight.
And what you're saying is probably correct, and it's stupid.
All right. Well, thank
Yes.
you for admitting that I'm probably correct.
I looked into this tortilla toss situation. So the Big 12 tried to ban before the season throwing of objects on the field with Texas Tech fans took as a direct shot at them and their tortilla toss. And they said, you know what? We're going to be fine. We're going to do it before the game. And surely the fans would not throw anything on the field during the game that would impact the play or hurt the team in any way. And even if they do, I think they have like 3 strikes before there's any like real penalties. There's just like monetary things. So the tortilla toss continues. Big 12 rules be damned.
As the kickoff to start the game is happening. So technically before the game.
That should be like running onto the field to celebrate. You should penalize the team. It should be a
Camera should cut away.
It
so
should
we
be
don't
a
see it.
$50,000 fine to the program whenever.
How would they come back from that?
Why are you looking down at your phone while
Because
talking?
I'm being a professional journalist here, professional broadcaster. The one thing I agree with is that if any team is going to be allowed into the college football playoff with 2 losses, it's mighty Notre Dame, because they want Notre Dame for the TV ratings. So, the team that deserves to be in the CFP more than Notre Dame doesn't have a chance.
Have you noticed that as you've aged, you outlaw and sanction and penalize more?
Yeah. Well, I should be the commissioner of all sports.
Yeah.
Sports needs an overarching commissioner with the whole umbrella. Like I could be the commissioner of everything imaginable, pro
Of everything
college.
imaginable.
It's a big job.
Yeah,
I think you're
it
up
is a
for
big
it.
job. Well, I need a big staff.
Yeah.
Some say I have a big staff. I don't. I need a big staff, and that'll help me be the commissioner of all sports.
I think that what you're saying would be
Including
great
horse
because,
racing.
look, a couple weeks ago, I mean, Mike had a decision to make. Is he going to watch Inter Miami play for a championship or he's going to watch the University of Miami play? And if there was a commissioner of sports, surely someone would have caught on to the fact that in the same market you have 2 massive games that never would have been scheduled that way.
That's right. That's a good point by Billy. And I'd have been there to say UM wins that because Inter Miami continues to let us up, build us up, only to let us down.
Yeah.
3-0 loss
But you
to
you
Charlotte.
want to be the commissioner of everything the way Sepp Blatter was the president of everything?
Let me tell you, I like you. You brought me again into the FIFA. I stay with you. You have voted for me. Although they have voted for the Prince Ali, I congratulate you. It's a good candidate. But I'm now the president of everybody.
Yes.
So I'm the president of everybody.
Thank you.
There is no retentions. That's
Yes,
just
thank you.
president of the whole FIFA.
Yeah.
Voila.
Me and Sepp.
You know how my Miami Hurricanes tears were so appreciated by the fan base of this show? I would maybe be able to survive 3 quiet weeks, and then inevitably Miami would lose to like Virginia, and we'd go for 90 minutes on it. Your silence on the Miami Hurricanes front as a show collectively brings me such joy. And thankfully, I have other outlets. So go ahead, keep ignoring them because the ho-hum 40-point beatdown of a top 20 team is so routine around this place.
I want to ask you if this is the most balanced UM team since blank in a second, but just going back for a second to the Notre Dame Texas A&M game. If I'm Notre Dame and you guys talking about them in the playoffs when they're 0-2 is certainly something. Seeing Notre Dame lose that way to a Texas A&M team, this is very rare to have a win on the road when all of these things happen. Your third down defense stinks. You throw an interception and you have a punt blocked for a touchdown, and you have 13 penalties. That's really rare to go on the road and beat a good team the way Texas A&M did when, again, block punt return for a touchdown, interception, 13 penalties, and can't get off the field on third down because your third down defense is terrible.
Notre Dame should not have lost that game. I mean, Texas A&M totally stole that game. Notre Dame was in control that entire game. Marcel Reed and them boys made the plays at the end. But look, they've lost 2 games, both by 1 scores. Both really good teams if you look at the AP and just what people are talking about. Like you just said this might be the most balanced Miami team in 20+ years.
This is
Notre
why
Dame was impressive in fighting back.
Let me talk about this University of Miami team for a second, because Ruben Bain is going to be a top 5 pick if he is healthy. That guy is not blockable, and those are super rare, obviously. The University of Miami, though, Mike is claiming that Carson Beck is better than Cam Ward. He's done this here for a little bit, and he said that he looked better this spring than Cam Ward did. And it's not that he's better than Cam Ward, because he's not. But his receivers are better, his offensive line is better, and that offense looks like something you can trust to absolutely make the correct decisions. And it has a quarterback that, if everything does break down on 3rd and 11, is really good with the throws he's making late with pressure right on him. He's done it through 2 games in a way that surprised me.
I don't know how you gauge the offensive line is better. They just have different approaches to it. Cam Ward reveled in the fact that he finally got protection. You could have argued that he had the best offensive line in the nation. The personnel is almost exactly the same outside of the center.
They broke out the RPO yesterday or on Saturday. I have not seen Carson Beck run around like that. I've not seen Miami do a lot of things that I look at and say they're out-coaching somebody else. But clearly South Florida was not prepared for a run-pass option from the quarterback.
Heavy sets, multiple backs in the backfield, a backup center wearing number 46 knocking fools out. There was a Riskovich getting playing time. This was a whole new running game that they installed that USF was clearly not prepared for. USF's a good team. That is not a bad team. We're just letting this beatdown change the narrative around USF now. They beat them all the way down to others receiving votes. That's as impressive a TCB victory.
Jeremy's cringing and holding his body and rubbing his arms.
Jeremy doesn't matter in this conversation.
He doesn't
Jeremy
like what's
cannot
happening.
speak on this.
That's
He
right.
doesn't know what good football looks like right now.
He was a national champion more recently than you.
That's right.